These Omicron cases with plunging in the Northeast is great news. Citigroup and other Wall Street banks plan to bring workers back to the office, they say this month, after delay due to the Omicron surge over the holidays. For more on this, I want to welcome Tom Gimbel. He's the founder and CEO of national staffing and recruiting firm LaSalle Network. And New York Post Wall Street reporter Lydia Moynihan is here. Good morning to both of you. So the big question, how easy or hard is it going to be to get everybody back in the office, Tom?
Well, we're going to just resume where we were pre-Thanksgiving. We're going to have a hybrid week. It's going to be 3 days a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And you'll always have outliers, albeit Wall Street and the tech companies on the West Coast that'll either do 4 days a week or they'll do no days a week. But people are coming back. You're seeing it with Omicron was probably the best thing that happened to driving people back into the office.
Why do you say that?
Because so many people that you know, that I know, that everybody knows got infected, got sick, thinks they got it, whether they got tested or not. The cases are very mild, and now they're plunging. So people feel, and executives and leadership feel, that people are now immune from getting terrible cases of it. Let's bring people back. And if there isn't another strand, we're going the other way back into the office. And with what you guys have been talking about all morning, if rates are going to go up and we're seeing the changes in the markets and the volatility, that companies are going to want people in the office to have a little bit more focus to make sure that profits don't suffer.
Hey, Lydia, you always have your ear to the ground. What do you think culturally is happening here? Because one of the things that we've talked about historically when you've been on the broadcast is that there's a whole younger generation, even on Wall Street, that doesn't want to go back to the office. Is that still the case? Or has anyone just gotten tired of not being at the office?
You're exactly right, Andrew. It's interesting. It's senior management all along. It's the David Solomons, the Jamie Dimons who have been going in even through coronavirus. And it's the younger employees who are saying, oh, we're worried about COVID. We're worried about crime now. That's the latest. We don't want to go in. And that's really roiling senior management. We have a couple sort of cringy anecdotes we've heard that just illustrate the hypocrisy of analysts and associates partaking in extracurricular events, but not going into the office. The analyst who told her boss she could not come in because she was worried about COVID and ends up sitting next to him at a Madison Square Garden concert with 50,000 of their nearest and dearest friends. There's the associate who told his managing director he couldn't go into the office because of COVID and bumps into said managing director at a Christmas party at the Club Tao. So right now, these younger people have the upper hand. It's a hot labor market. But my prediction, Andrew, is that the kombucha machine is going to be wheeled away and there's going to be another cubicle put in its place as the labor market rebalances.
So, Lydia, are we now convinced that this whole conversation we've been having for the past 2 years about the quote unquote future of work is basically the future of work is exactly what it was 2 years ago, ultimately, when it's over? If it's over?
If it's over, I mean, look, I think it's interesting. One point I want to make is that there's sort of been this equivocation between working from home is work-life balance. And I think what we've realized during the pandemic is those just are not the same. And it's interesting, this Goldman presentation that went viral a couple of years ago with these analysts who were saying that banking was causing them stress. They couldn't eat, they couldn't sleep. That was put together during the pandemic when they were working remote. And what we're seeing is that when you're not going into the office, especially in an industry like banking, you're sort of spinning your wheels because you don't have guidance that you would be getting from a boss. You can just pop into their office and ask for guidance. And that hasn't been happening. And so I think, I don't think you would have seen that PowerPoint presentation be put together if people were going into the office, because there would have been a sense of camaraderie.